Good afternoon, everybody. Hope everybody is doing well. Let me know if you are having trouble hearing me or anything like that. This is kind of an impromptu live, so I'll give all three of you a couple seconds or minutes to join up. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. I know it's kind of short notice, but I just got this in the mail today, and I was looking forward to it. I wanted to go ahead and get it built, and I got a couple other videos I'm working on, so I want to get this built and out of the way so I can keep on working on those. I do have a really cool video coming up Saturday for... My glasses are all sorts of messed up today. I have a fun video coming up Saturday of Forrest Gump sets, so set your reminders for that. There should be a community post about that. I do. And so basically the idea for that video is, what if Forrest Gump was a real Lego theme, right? So I made 7 different Forrest Gump sets based on different scenes in the movie, and price ranges too. So in a real Lego set or theme or wave, there'll be different price points, right? There'll be like the $5 poly bag, $10 set, $20 set, usually up to like maybe $150 $200. And I did that with the Forrest Gump sets. So the smallest one, I'm gonna make a post about it tomorrow. But the smallest one is like the little park bench, the Life is Like a Box of Chocolates, where he's sitting on the park bench. And then the biggest one is the Forrest Gump like family home. So definitely set your reminders for that. I'm really looking forward to it. Also, instructions are going to be up tomorrow on the Patreon. They're going to go up early on Patreon. They're going to be cheaper there too. And then they're going to go up on Rebreakable next week. Got some chats. Hey, Precision Bricks. Hey, Karim. Mari at 9:38. Very awesome. Please do more early. I can come more easily. Very cool. I'm doing Lego phone. Awesome. Very cool, Precision Bricks. That's great. From the lives, I assume. So, I'm going to get into this. I literally just got this in the mail maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. And I'm also going to turn off the camera while I build. This is super short notice. I look rattier than usual. So, I'm going to turn this camera off in a minute and just do the build camera. So, I just got this in the mail maybe an hour and a half ago. So, LumiBricks new waterfall cabin, and I just saw that it's 2,539 pieces. So, I thought it was going to be a little bit smaller. That's cool because it's going to be substantial, but yeah, I thought it was going to be a smaller building. But yeah, we'll put it together. It'll probably be over the course of 3, 4, maybe 5 streams, same as the last one. The the antique store that I built maybe 2 weeks ago, that one was around the same piece count, so I assume it's probably going to take around the same amount of time. Wi-Fi bad, fix please. I'm not sure. I don't have the best internet connection typically, so I'm not sure what else I can do about it aside from pay the cable provider as much money as they'll possibly take from me. So, and I went into it before. There's a only one cable internet option where I live, and I live in a smaller town, but it's not a small town. There's a couple other internet providers in the area, but basically the neighborhood that I live in has one option. They worked out some sort of corrupt deal with the county. Precision Bricks, no, I post stop motion shorts and they're really good when gain me 250 subs. Awesome. Sound fix is bad. So the neighborhood that I live in has one option. They worked out some sort of... I'm trying to listen. I've got it streaming over here. I don't... it might help when I turn, because I have the microphone over here. It might help when I turn to build in this direction. Hopefully the sound is better then. If it's not, let me know. But yeah, let's get to building. So I've got my trusty music stand back here for the for the instructions. So I'm going to sit those over there, and I'm just going to get to building this thing. All right. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this box is gigantic. I wasn't expecting the set to be this large. I legitimately thought it was smaller, which is cool because it's going to be a cool build. I've really liked their stuff so far, and there's a waterfall on this one that's supposed to look pretty good. So we'll see how that turns out. I'm not going to know till the very end when I end up actually turning on the lights and everything, but it's supposed to be pretty cool. So far their packaging has been pretty good as well. I mean, I know this is just plastic bags and stuff, but their presentation with their products has been pretty good so far. So, hey Rex. I've seen a lot of people get good audio with clip-on mics, but I don't have one myself to confirm. I've got a lavalier mic, but it only hooks up to the iPhone. So, yeah. I might have to try that vertical streaming at some point, but for right now, I'm set up the way I'm set up. So let me get some of these bags out of the way. Looking for bags 1, 2, and 3 is probably what we're going to make it through today. There's bag 1. And usually, at least what I've noticed, well, I guess bag F also, with the LumiBricks stuff is they typically have 3 or 4 bags in a series. So you find everything. Bag 1, 12. So for right now, you're just going to hear a bunch of crunching. Sorry. Oh my goodness, this is so much stuff. I don't know why I expected it to be less. Not necessarily complaining, just I didn't think it was going to be smaller. Because all the other stuff I've built from them so far has been like, 2 or 3 stories high, building sorts of stuff. This one is smaller, or it's only 1 floor. It's only a single floor, like cabin sort of thing, so I just assumed in my mind it would be a little tinier. Look, this is just bags 1, 2, and 3. Look at that. That's crazy. Insane. Alright, oh my gosh. I'll show you in 1 second. I haven't had a chance to look at the chat in a minute while I've gotten all this stuff out. So, this is just bags 1, 2, and 3. This is like 20 bags. So, wow, 10, 15 bags. So, I'm waiting on the X-Men, on the X-Mansion, some random parts and a few dimensions items to arrive from all over the world. I gotta go. Later, Precision Bricks. Thanks for stopping by. What I have planned is to make 2 giant hamburgers for Hal Jordan to hold. Excuse me, hamburgers. Nice. That's funny. All right, so Precision Bricks. Thanks for joining. Congrats on the subs, by the way. That's awesome. Really good job. Good work. People must like your stuff, so that's awesome. And the live streams that I saw were plenty entertaining, so good for you. Ooh, that's a cool piece. It's like a transparent, clear track piece. I'll open this. This is bag 3, so I'll open it in a minute, but that's kind of cool. Let me get some of these out of the way. Oh my gosh, there's like 2 bags. It's nuts. Okay, that's all bag 1, and there's bag F. And then this is going to be like a base plate, so I'm going to assume I'm going to need that pretty quick. These are the instruction manuals. There are 2 of them. And I know, Rex, you were asking about, or you had mentioned a couple times about getting, you know, the real Lego pieces and then building it. I know that this QR code, you scan it and you can look at the instructions online. So they do have the instructions online. I don't know about XML part lists that would make it easier, but let's see at the end of the book. Maybe book 2. Does book 2 have a full parts list in it? No, I don't see it there either. So, wait, that's book 1. Book 2. No, I don't see a full parts list in book 2 either. So that would be kind of difficult to get an entire parts list for it. But you can look up the instructions online. I'm sure they got a parts list. That'd be, you know, odd if they didn't. I'm going to start with book 1 here. Bam. Let me turn it towards you. As you can see, it is quite thick. Book 2, it's the same cover, but also very, very thick books. We'll start on book 1. Obviously, I guess. It's like saying the sky is blue. We're going to start on step 1. Speaking of step 1, I've got the Bricklight kit here. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. The lighting kit, please don't be too complicated. Oh no. Oh, okay, oh, thank goodness. I have it upside down. I thought this is a 1. Y'all can tell, but I thought this was a 10 because I've got it facing this way, like this. Thought that was 10, bag 10 of lighting. And if you've seen me do the lighting, bag 10 would not be good for me. Eli, I was thinking about trying to rebuild the vinyl shop with official Lego. You can do that. It's going to be significantly more expensive. I understand the desire to build things exclusively out of Lego. I love Lego. I think Lego's awesome. But so far, I think this company's pretty cool, man. It would be, I think supporting them is a good idea, in my opinion. They did send me this set, so just keep that in mind. I'll be open and honest with y'all about how I feel about a set. I did a review of the antique store. It's up on the channel. You can watch that. I have some positive things to say. I have some negative things to say. I have some positive things to say. I have some negative things to say also. So, I think supporting the company is a pretty cool thing. If you're worried about mixing together the pieces, just keep it on the base plate. You don't have to. That's all you got to do. Put it on the base plate. The spare parts, put in their own little bag or something. It does come with unusual spare parts, but just put it in its own bag, put it to the side. Don't mix it in with your regular Lego. I think supporting the company is a good thing. At this point, I haven't seen any stolen designs. I haven't seen anything like that. All my interactions with the sales reps have been very positive. They've been very responsive. I know that one guy bought I believe it was the record store. I think he said it was the record store. He bought something because I was like, oh, LumiBricks is pretty cool. And I think he ended up buying the record store, and he had an issue where he was putting the lighting together and like the wire broke or something. But I think they resolved it pretty quickly for him. I'm not him, so I'm not 100% it pretty quickly. I even gave LumiBricks his, he contacted me, so I told him to reach out to him, and I think they did, from what I could tell. So far, like I said, it's been a pretty good company. No stolen mocks, good designs, cheaper. Like if you were to buy that record store is $150 or something like that, right? On Amazon. If you build it in Lego, it would cost you well over $300-400. Plus all the printed pieces, there's literally not a equivalent of the printed pieces. There's only a couple parts that I can think of that were like different colors or something that Lego offers. Like Lego just doesn't offer the colors. I'm gonna move my hands into the shot so it's more entertaining for y'all. Lego just doesn't offer those colors. But you could build it in Lego. I just think supporting the company is cool. There was actually an exclusive color that Lego doesn't make. It was like a lighter, it was kind of in between light bluish gray and dark bluish gray. It was a medium bluish gray that Lego doesn't make that color. They did use that in that other set. So let's build. Let's get this open. Let's see if they fix this. This is one thing that, this is a negative. The bags don't open quite as easy as the Lego bags. Oh, they might have fixed it. Oh, that opened much easier. I had to use a razor blade on all the other ones. Let's see. Oh, wait. I gotta go bag F first. The F bags have been, like the, lighting bricks and plates, and then, maybe it was just that one bag. Nope, this one works. Okay, cool. And the minifigs. The minifigs are kind of different. I don't hate them. I don't love them. I'm a little indifferent. But yeah. There's a downtown record smock that looks pretty good. I have its parts list and a Bricklink wanted list, but the album cover tiles would be video parts most likely. Yeah. I have a lot of those video tiles. They're cool pieces. I use them all the time for posters and little arcade cabinet design, stuff like that. But I think that there being another company that's not just Lego is a positive thing. I love Lego. I think Lego's awesome, but I think that competition is good. Especially if it's competition with a fair company that's not taking people's, hard work and marketing as their own. That doesn't seem to be what this company's doing. So, all right. Thank goodness there's only 2 minifigs in this set. This has been my least favorite part of building these sets so far, has been putting together the minifigs, because they have you put together every single piece. You got to put each leg on there, and you got to put each arm together. You've got to put the hands on the arms and all that. It's just a lot. It's a lot. And that record store came with like 6 minifigs, so it was like, I don't know, I probably spent 30 minutes just building the minifigs. Chatting and stuff slows me down. For minifigs, it's Lego or no-go for me. Yeah, I feel that. These are different. They remind me of the Friends minifigs, the Friends mini dolls. I don't put the wrong arm on there. See, this is what I'm talking about. Putting the wrong arm on things. I don't love them. I don't hate them. Legally, they have to be different, so I get it. But I do prefer the Lego standard minifig, for sure. But these are okay. They do have a little bit more articulation. I'll show you that in a second. Let me build one fully first so I can show you. but they do have a little bit more articulation, just a smidge. Oh my, why does this guy look so... Oh, that's like the old man. No, that's the old man. These people look crazy. Look how angered this guy looks. Put his hat on. They look so mad. But as far as articulation, their hips can swivel. Technically. You swivel them too far, they kind of like lift out, but they're still connected, but they're the way this is set up, it's like a little round ball, so it rubs up against the edge of it and it kind of lifts. The only thing I've noticed really about articulation, or not articulation, but like using the minifigs to like pose or something, is because of the way this body kind of like comes in like this, the arm itself swivels inward. Let's see if you can see it. It doesn't swivel straight out. And the hands are kind of at a strange angle. Just a little different. I don't hate it. Just unusual. That's all. Unusual to what I'm used to messing with Legos. I have Eli. I have a lot of alternative accessories, but I keep them separate and don't use them all that often. I don't have that many. You talking about like a lot of people have like a lot of military sorts of stuff, like, you know, grenades and all that sort of stuff, I assume. Though I did order a few non-Lego minifigs: Bebop, Rocksteady, Jubilee, Cable, and Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler's awesome. They all look like the official Lego goods. Yeah, I've seen those online. The the minifigs that are just, they're like pad printed or something. They're meant to look like Lego minifigs. A lot of times I think that, don't a lot of those companies like take official parts and then remove the printing that's on it and then print new prints on top of it? Some of those minifigs look pretty cool. Like Nightcrawler's awesome character. That's cool to have Nightcrawler. So there's that. There's the minifigs. It didn't take that long this time. And let's open up some baggies. Move these off to the side. I'm expecting to have unusual unusual spare parts again. Kind of seems like the norm for these. As far as colors, look at all that translucent. I know Lego doesn't have a translucent one of these. Translucent this. I think this they don't have. It's a 2x6 tile. 4x4 tile. It's kind of cool. It'd be good for water. I mean, they're going to use it for water in this set, but it'd be good for water rather than using just the... ooh, the bags do open. The bags open so much better this time. Probably got some complaints. But yeah, the other ones had, they had these like, they're still, it's not perforated, but they're still cut. You know, you grab a bag and you open it and you just rip it open. But it was hard to open. It was like the plastic was too something, I don't know. But these are actually opening, and I don't need the razor blade, so that's awesome. Alright. And then here's their brick separator that looks like Gary the Snail to me. A custom bullseye, that's pretty cool. Bullseye's alright. Cool little character. I liked, I don't know if you've watched the new Deadpool. I assume you're talking more about the like classic black outfit, I guess, with the you know, bullseye kind of logo thing on his head, rather than the Deadpool characters, basically just a guy. One of my plans is to have Nightcrawler holding an outdoor Sunday school session in the park and have Link in attendance. Is Link... I guess I've heard some of that about Link being a religious figure as well. I know Nightcrawler is definitely very religious. So's, what's his face? Matt Murdock. Just talking about Deadpool. Could have been Deadpool in there too. He could be in attendance. He's extremely Catholic. Yeah, the target on the head. Yeah, that's definitely a better design. Or you could do what's Colin Farrell in the movie, the Daredevil movie. That would be a ridiculous outfit. Oh, that's cool too. So 1x8 translucent or transparent light blue tile. Oh, and a macaroni tile too. Corner, round corner. Cool. So these are cool parts. There's no reason Lego shouldn't make these parts in all these colors. Just maybe haven't had the opportunity or something. Haven't needed it in a set, but all great colors. Should definitely come in official Lego sets. And if they're not going to do it, cool, somebody will. Now I'm missing some parts, or I just ain't... Oh, I didn't open the bag. That might be it. Just done the Himsy Castle set not too long ago. Don't have Taskmaster Shield. So this is my bag of incomplete minifigs that I've gotten over the years from like bulk buys and stuff. Is this the I think I'm missing the hood for this one or something, or the cape. Is that the shield you're talking about? This one. This is my most annoying incomplete minifig. Is I have this big fig of Killer Croc, but I don't have this one claw piece, and people are asking stupid numbers for that single claw. It's like $10 or something. Drives me crazy. And I'm not going to pay $10 for a single Lego piece. Not something like that. Really not. There's not really much that I'd rather just not not build it or figure out a different solution. Like I made that mistake one time. It was one of my first Bricklink orders, and I wasn't really paying attention. I just, hit the buy all because I didn't really know how to use it yet. And I bought 5. It was a big order, but I bought 5 1x6 green tiles, and at the time they were $5 each, and I was so mad. I didn't pay attention, and then when it came in, after I kind of knew what I was doing on Bricklink a little bit better, it was $5 and per part, and I was so mad, very annoyed. Too much money to pay for a single Lego piece. I don't think it's. I bought a more combat accurate sword for Taskmaster. It's not a sticker, is it? Maybe it is. Let me see. This is one thing about this fig too. The head is like kind of loose, so that's a print. That's not a sticker, unless there might be another Taskmaster minifig with a different shield, but that's a print. Yeah, I moved them to the like not favorite or whatever, don't show don't show this seller. I use that option. There's probably, I don't know, maybe 5 to 10 stores on there. It's not too many, but I don't like the scalping involved with the Lego market. It reminds me a lot of the guitar market, but more insidious, because Lego is essentially, I know I'm an adult. I'm an adult playing with Lego. I get it. But essentially it's for kids. It's a kid's toy. Not that people shouldn't make money, or not in any way some sort of anti-capitalist sort of person. I think that people should make money. I think all that's great. But I do think that it's a little rotten to charge that much for, charge. Where are those mud guards? These? I've shown these before. But these short red mud guards here, they're the short style ones, not the long ones or the tall ones that they make now. They're the short style mud guards. This red mud guard here is like, I've seen it go 25 to 50 bucks for that single piece. And for a car, you need 4, right? So I think that's really scummy to do. I think it's really lame. I get people want to make their money, and it's a rare part. They only put them out. I think they only put them out in one set, if I remember right. So I get it. It's rare. However, I just think it's lame. But I might just be jealous because I want them. I have how many of those do I have? I have 8 total. I had one that or a set of 4 that I managed to find on a Facebook buy, and then that Facebook buy was for the complete set, by the way, in box. So I lucked out there. And then the other one, or the other 4, the one I just showed you, the one that's actually put together, was from a guy named Skitsbricks, SKITZ Bricks, BRICKS. It might be Skids with a D. It might be Skids Bricks, but I think it is Skids Bricks. Skits or Skids, I can't remember off the top of my head. Check him out. He had very fair prices on his Bricklink page, but I happened to have run into him at Atlanta BrickCon and was talking about my red mudguard woes. He goes, "Oh, I think I have that part," and he did, and he gave me a really, really good deal on that car. I bought that whole car for not a lot. It was a really, really good deal. It wasn't no, and I'm pretty frugal, and I will complain about prices frequently. But it was, I don't want to tell you exactly how much it was, but it was a really good deal. It was very fair, very cool of him to do. Is it an uncommon piece? Okay. Oh, that shield looks printed. The ones people are selling are flat and stickered. No, that one is printed. It came with what set was that? It might have been the Spider-Man. Like, I remember I got that bridge, that like Spider-Man bridge set. I got that from a bulk buy. It just happened. It was all broken up into pieces, and you wouldn't even know that was the right set until because everything was in different parts. But as I was separating out the parts, I realized that was the piece. No, it's from a set called Hulk Lab Smash, which I did find in that set. So it comes with a MODOK, a Big Fig Green Hulk, an old like classic Thor, a classic Falcon, and then Taskmaster. The only 2 that were in that box of pieces was Falcon and Taskmaster. Taskmaster's missing his cape and his hood, and the Falcon, the wings were actually broken, but it didn't have the MODOK. I would have liked to have the MODOK and a Big Fig Hulk. I don't have a Big Fig Hulk at all, so that would be a minifig that I would really want. Yeah, Eli, Hulk Smash Lab. That's the correct one. Hulk Lab Smash. Alexander, is that stuff compatible with regular Lego? Yes, it is. They fit together pretty well. Let's actually test. This was something I noticed on the antique store. They still feel a little. Yeah, they're like a little spongy. Like the studs are too. I don't know if you can. It's hard to describe, but like it's a little too hard to mash, to like put together. Like the bricks, like the studs are a little too wide or something. It'll still fit with like a Lego part, no problem. Like it'll still connect, so it is compatible. Quality wise though, it feels pretty good. I'd say there's still maybe 80 to 90% there. But the bricks do feel they're a little stiff. The vinyl, the record store did not have that issue that I remember. That was the first one I built of theirs. The pieces went together very well. But these, the antique store and then this one, I'm noticing that they feel a little spongy. Lego need to bring back comic accurate sets. Yes, they do. That would be pretty awesome. Does it have similar clutch power? It does. It has similar clutch power, but like I'm saying, it's kind of just putting them together. I'm just going to do this like a OCD tick, basically, for the rest of the stream. But putting them together, it's not quite as satisfying. Got done with the Himeji Castle set not too long ago. I saw that one. They had asked me about doing that one, but it wasn't really. It didn't fit my. That's LumiBricks too, isn't it? Or no, you're talking about the. That is a Lego set. I'm pretty sure. Let me look it up. Yeah, that's the Lego set. That one does look really cool. I know the one you're talking about. LumiBricks has some Japanese sort of set that they offered to send, but it didn't really fit the kind of like the rest of the stuff that I built, so I didn't end up taking that one, but that's irrelevant to what you're talking about anyway. The Himeji Castle set does look pretty cool. Like that Tranquil Garden set, all those architecture sets look really good. I've only got one or two architecture sets, so I've got the Statue of Liberty, and I think that actually might be the only architecture set that I actually have. If I can think of another one, I will, but I think that might be it. Been city building recently, and I'm always tempted to do some cheaper off-brand sets you see online, but I always worry about size compatibility. LumiBricks Record Store. Look up the Record Store. It's awesome. I love that set. I really, really like it. I'll have to do a video at some point. Maybe I'll do that. Like a comparison sort of video. But I really like the LumiBricks Record Store. Look that one up on Amazon or on their website. It's usually on sale. If you go to my page, there's an affiliate link that'll get you a little bit more of a discount on there on the live build of the record store and the antique store if that's more your style too. But yeah, the record store is dope, dude. That's a really, really good set. I liked it a lot. I really did. And again, like I said before, they did send me the set for free, so just keep that in mind. I don't want you to think I'm lying to you. But I will shill for that set because it was that good. It was really good. And the clutch power was, I feel like even though it was an older set that they've done, I feel like the pieces fit together. Not that these fit together poorly, but I think that the quality of the pieces was a little bit better on the older set. And the printing though, the printed pieces on that were really good. Watch the live build I did. Unless you don't want to, you know, if you don't want to ruin it for yourself, that's fine too. But It was a great set. Really, really, really good. Look at all these transparent pieces, dude. 2x4 bricks in transparent blue. 2x3 bricks. These 1x3 jumper pieces in transparent blue. This 2x2 modified tile in transparent blue. Awesome. Yeah, their building's modular compatible. You would have to add the little Technic pins, right? The Technic pin system, I guess, that Lego uses. But you could just modify it. I mean, it's Lego. Well, it's not technically Lego, I guess, but it's, you know, a building system. You can add a couple parts and it would fit just fine. Looks wise, they look pretty good next to them. I'll do a video actually at some point of what the set, but yeah, just add the little Technic bricks and some pins and it'll connect just fine. You might have to, like, I'm thinking about it, you might have to put a base plate or put it on a base plate or something just to well, you would, to give it that height, because it's not on a base plate, it's just on like plates like this. And another thing, one thing you will lose if you were to do that with the record store in particular is it has a dollhouse kind of function where it hinges open. If you were to connect it to a base plate and put it in the middle of a city, you wouldn't be able to use the dollhouse feature. But the each floor comes off anyway. I just really like the dollhouse feature on there. It was very effective. But it is Lego compatible with a slight modification. Yeah. Printing is always a concern. To be fair, some Lego sets aren't perfect. Always been frustrated by the gap in the advert sign in the modular police station as much as one of all time favorite sets. The printing has not been an issue with LumiBricks. I don't know what printed pieces are going to come with this, but there are no stickers. They're all printed parts, so that's been pretty cool. Let me grab the sign though. There are no gaps. No gaps on the sign. I've got it right out here. I'm going to grab it real quick. Here is the record store sign. No gaps. And the way that they did that is that they print these at the factory. It actually didn't come separated. It came on a single like plate. They printed all on one plate. But there's no gaps. It came like this. And then these are just two little macaroni corner pieces, so you put those on separately, but the rest of that came together. But no gaps. They printed it all in one thing. And it is different parts, like this, you know? But it comes together like this, just because that's the way they printed it. But no gaps at all. Pretty cool. And then this just came in the mail. Huge box. Should be the Fantasy motorcycle shop. I'll have to build that after this. I guess it's good to be busy. But I'll build that also in a couple days, I guess, after I get finished with this one. Probably build this one, film a video for it, and then work on the other one. Work on the motorcycle shop. I think it's new. I want to put a video out sooner rather than later. Same with this one. This is a new set from what I can tell. It is kind of hard to tell. I'm positive this is a new set, and I'm positive the other one is too. But it is kind of hard to find information online. And I know like for instance, if you look up the antique store, I looked it up on a couple different profiles, but my video for the live build was like the top result, and it's like 2 weeks ago. It doesn't have that many views or anything. I think that they're I don't know. It's hard to find information online sometimes with these. Hey, Rally Driver. Yeah, printing is always a concern. Alexander, I hope that fixed that. Folds perfectly. You could get 2 half base plates. It doesn't fold perfectly. It's at a slightly. It's a little offset. You can still access the interior, you know, with the taking off the roofs. The roofs, each floor separates, but I like that dollhouse feature. I thought it was cool. If you look at the, I'm just gonna keep shilling videos on my channel, but I did do a video review of the record store, and I show it opening, so you should be able to see kind of what I'm talking about if you go on the channel and look it up. Look it up. It's like maybe 2-3 weeks ago. Let me read some comments. Hi, long time no see. Hey, Rally Driver. Yeah, it's been a little bit, maybe 2 weeks, 2-3 weeks. Oh dang, that looks great. It does look great. You're talking about the signage, I'm assuming. It does. Misplacing stickers is the worst, so that's pretty cool. I remember building Daily Bugle. When it came to those giant screens, I was practically shaking. Windex can be used to apply stickers, allowing you to perfectly position before they fix semi-permanently. I do like how Lego sets have removable floors and buildings that slide out. Yeah, the slide-out floors on the record store. So not only did it do a dollhouse thing, the floors actually slid out. So you could really see in there very, very, very well. The antique store did not do that, even though the antique store was a newer set. To the best of my knowledge, it's a newer set, but it didn't have that feature, so I was a little disappointed. But it was still a great set. I still really liked it. I just really, really, really like that record store. That record store is a great, fantastic set, in my opinion. So I'm going to need the power brick from here. That is going to go there. That is going to go there. Now my head's focusing in on the Fantasy set. I wonder what the quality is like on that. I've heard good things about the company. Some of their stuff looks good. I did see slightly concerning thing about them that I didn't know before talking to them about getting this set. Just a set that looked, I don't know, there's somebody made a video talking about stolen sets, and there were 3 examples that he used where he had put up some stolen, I don't want to give away too many details. It's, you know, it was his video, it was his opinion. But there's nothing wrong with that. I've had stolen sets, and it hurts my feelings quite a bit. I've had sets, or you know, things stolen from my rebrickable. Stolen's a different word, I guess, because they did technically buy it, but then they will put it out as their own set, and they'll sell it on like Alibaba and AliExpress and all that stuff. And Amazon too. I've seen them on Amazon. And a bunch of weird drop shipping weirdos on Instagram. It's pretty cool too. 2x4 jumper plate. So I do not like stolen IP or stolen work. Essentially, you're stealing somebody else's design and selling it as your own. I think that's really, really scummy. I think it's loser behavior. It's not cool. Not cool at all. But somebody made a video about 3 stolen sets that they had designed, right? That they had made as mocks and submitted to like ideas and stuff like that. So they were popular online. One of those companies, the first one was a thing where they 100% stole the whole thing. They stole everything. The design, the custom decals, everything. It was super lame, very, very lame. Just scummy behavior. Oh, cool. 2x6 transparent modified tile thing. That's kind of neat. The second design was a it was a popcorn machine that Pantas, a couple similar kind of design cues, but here's kind of where my issue with this video is: the design cues are not design cues that he invented. They're not design cues that are exclusive to him. He didn't come up with a popcorn machine. That's not a thing that he invented. He based it on, from what I could tell, he based it on a vintage popcorn machine, an old school looking popcorn machine. And he did. His looks really good. But Fantasy, the company that made the bike store that I just got in, that I will build on here and do a live thing with, I'll do all that. Fantasy also put out a popcorn machine. With similar colors and a similar design. But it was smaller, and I think the mechanism was different. They also made it like a branded sort of deal. It was different. I'd have seen his and like been, oh, that's really cool. We want to do something like that. But they did not steal his design. It was a different design. It was a different size. It was a different everything. So yeah, and then the last example he used was a vintage toaster. Let me read some comments real quick. I remember building Daily Bugle when it came to those giant screens. I was practically shaking. Yeah, the Daily Bugle was, the giant screen stickers were not fun. They used to not be fun on UCS sets either, but now the Lego's putting out printed parts for that, so that's cool. Bye-bye, Rally Driver. Thank you for being here. Mr. Octopus, hello. Hello, Mr. Octopus. How you doing, Mr. Octopus? Eli, that sucks. Yes, so back to the story. The third set that he had said was stolen was another ideas set that he had submitted, and it was for a toaster. It was stolen from him, was a completely different design. It was a completely different color, and his toaster did a really cool thing. It was a vintage toaster. You put a piece of toast in there, you twist this little thing on the back, and it pops out a piece of toasted toast, right? So it like moves the other toast over and pops the other piece out. It's a very cool like function that he had in there. But the other company that he had said stole his design, they made another toaster, but it was a completely different color. It was a completely different design from what I could tell. He even says in the video that the mechanism functions differently. It was not a stolen design. He didn't... Yeah, this is huge. This is a 32 by 32 base. I was expecting much smaller for this, but that's fine. It was a completely different design, completely different mechanism, different colors, different everything. And I didn't leave a comment because I don't like to get all adversarial on the internet, and he feels a certain way about it, and I understand that. Haven't had plenty of stuff stolen, like literally stolen part for part, where they'll even take my pictures that I post and they'll just repost the pictures. But that last one that he used in his video of the toaster, that was not a stolen design, in my opinion. He didn't invent toasters. That's not a thing that he came up with himself, unless he is the inventor of the toaster, which he did not mention that in his video. He did not invent toasters. That was not a stolen design. That was another design that was similar in, like, maybe they were swimming in the same headspace, you know, they're swimming in the same inspiration sort of fields, but it wasn't a stolen design. Magazines for my Kennedy's cool master computer case are only sold from South Africa, and sites will not ship to the United States. Stolen idea, at least. Nah, dude, Rex, not a stolen idea. The idea of a toaster was not an idea that, unless he also stole that idea, not a stolen idea. The idea of, hey, wouldn't it be cool to build a Lego? If you had the idea of building, listen, if you had the idea to build a Lego toaster, and you were like, hey, it would be cool to build a function into this toaster, without looking at any other, you don't even have to look at anything online. What is the function that you would come up with? That you'd be like, this is the function that this Lego toaster needs to have. To make toast. That's it. That's what toasters do. And he didn't invent the toaster. And it was a completely different mechanism. It could be that they saw his thing and they were like, hey, this is really cool. We want to build something similar. Something like that. That's very possible. It's possible that that happened. But they did not steal his design. And they're under no obligation to credit him in any way, shape, or form, in my opinion, based on what he showed in that video. I could be wrong, although I've never been wrong before. That's a joke, by the way. I'm wrong all the time, but I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong. A brick-built toaster that lets you insert bread and pops out toast in exchange. Not the first idea people would have for a Lego toast. Yes, it is. I think that would be the first idea you'd have if you wanted a function. If you thought about it, like the only functions that a toaster does is make toast. So there's two options. One would be the little pop-down thing, and then the toast, maybe it just disappears, right? The toast goes into the thing. There's no exchange. Right? That would be function number one. But if you were thinking about designing something, especially selling it as a product, you would want to take it to that next step, which is to exchange the toast. And according to him, it was a completely different mechanism. If it's the same mechanism, that's a different story. If it's the same exact mechanism, that's different. They should not have taken his mechanism idea, 100%. But in the video, he specifically said that the mechanism was different. But I'm not stolen. Honestly, not stolen. And I'm pretty. I feel like I have no issue saying that a design was stolen. I see it all the time. I see other people's designs and mocks getting claimed as their own left and right. I don't even like a lot of those like repost pages. I don't like most of those repost pages. I think they're kind of trash. I think it's really lazy to just rely on other people's work and post it. You know, oh, look at this. Sometimes it's nice. You'll get a little boost from like other people. You know, will see it and then they'll follow you. But a lot of times they don't tag people, which is really trashy. And yeah, I think that's lame. Also, you know, I had it's only happened once, but I had Lego, like the Lego page actually repost something of mine, which was cool. It was really neat. It was the Corvette C2 that I built. It was really, you know, humbling. It was very nice for them to repost that. That was awesome. They even tagged me. That was great. I love it. But maybe 10 or 15 followers on Instagram off of that. Not that it's all about followers or something. My point with that is just that most people on the internet, even if you look in the comments are like, oh, this is awesome. I can't wait for this to come out so I can buy it. Like, most people on the internet don't read the description. They just see the picture. That's it. And they assume whoever posted the picture is the person that made it. So those repo provided in his video, it was not a stolen design. It was just another toaster that somebody else built. and it kind of weakens the case. That whole video should have been the first. The first thing was literally stolen. They took it piece for piece and they remade it as their own without any credit to him. That one is 100% stolen, trash behavior. But the second two, especially the third one, questionable. The toaster, very questionable. The fantasy set, kinda, but different build, different size, different mechanism, same colors, but different everything else. But he didn't invent the color red. He didn't invent the color red popcorn machine. My parents used to own a candy store. We had a popcorn machine. Guess what color it was? It was red. They didn't take that from some guy 30 years in the future. He also was looking at old school popcorn machines. It's possible that the fantasy designer was also looking at old school red popcorn machines. He might have seen his design and been like, hey, that's kind of cool. I want to do something similar. But they did not take his design. It was a different scale. It was different everything. Similar shape. But given that it's Lego and you're kind of limited to what parts Lego makes, it's going to be the same shape, or it's going to be a very similar shape. I don't think it's so bad to take inspiration from the function as long as the design is different. Yeah, from what he literally said in the video, that the design of the function was different. So if that's the case, then I'm sorry, but that is not a stolen design. That is just somebody else making a toaster. If I was going to make an antique toaster, it would be the fold open design. Yeah, if you wanted to make a fold open, that's fine. But if it's the type of toaster that like goes into the slats, into the little slots, then pop out would be the first, technically, I guess, second function. First function would be put the toast in, that's it. The second idea for the function would be for the toast to exchange and pop out toasted. But fold open that's a different sort of toaster. That's not the sort of toaster he was looking at. If you wanted to make a Lego microwave, you make it spin. A lot of those repost pages don't even credit creators. Yeah, they don't. It's really lame. Lame. I don't like it. I think Lego is a cool thing. It's cool to be creative and make your own stuff. If you can't make your own stuff, I think you're in the wrong space. I don't like it at all when people do that. I think it's really lame, weak. I hope that doesn't sound like snobby or something. But I think those repost pages, I think a lot of them, like the majority of them, are just lame. I'm kind of a grumpy old man too. I'm not a huge fan of just the channels that like just post, exclusively reviews and stuff and like don't build mocks. I think if you're gonna be messing with Lego, you should be building your own. I know I'm like building a set right now. I get all that, but I have mock streams. The majority of my stuff is mocks. If the company wants to send me something that's cool, that I'll build it. I have plenty of put together Lego sets that are just Lego sets that are, that I haven't done any modifications to, aside from add like a Mills plate for like the modulars and stuff. But they're just Lego sets. There's nothing, customized on them. That's fine. And if I were to do a review of that, that's fine too. But I think that just posting products from Lego, and that's all you do is basically just post products, I think that's kind of lame. I personally am not fulfilled by that. And I've spoken to a couple of those people. They don't sound fulfilled by that either. My impression was that they wanted to do more mocks, but they just didn't have time because they were, too into the other thing, and that's what they make money off of, is the, advertising for Lego. There's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. That's cool. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. I personally would be a little unfulfilled. And again, my impression from talking to a couple of those folks is that they are a little unfulfilled by that. But making money, so again, nothing wrong with that. And they're not stealing people's stuff. They're being, essentially sent stuff to review. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I just think that the point of Lego is to at least attempt to be creative. And if you're not attempting to be creative, I think that's kind of lame. I'll quote my favorite quote from that Lego Master show was that guy on the first season. It was very rude what he said to the lady. Me and my wife watched it, and we were like, that was a rude thing to say. But he was with his partner on the show. They have them paired up in teams of 2, and she was building something, and he goes, I think you just don't understand Lego. And it was so rude. It was incredibly rude what he said on that show. It was so rude. But that's how I feel about people that just... it's kind of how I feel. Not exactly, but it's a little bit about how I feel about just the reposting product thing. I think you don't understand Lego entirely. I think you're supposed to be building your own stuff. If you want to just build sets, that's cool. You do you. That's fine. I'm really not judging you that hard. I just think that you're limiting yourself. You're supposed to be creative with Lego. That is the point. This is a huge base plate. This is the largest base plate out of any of these that I've done so far, by the way. This is going to end up being like by 48. This is going to be as big as the parking garage that I made, which was massive. There's another video on my channel about the parking garage if you want to watch that. But it's huge. This is going to be not as tall, but this is going to be big. Sorry to go off on a rant there. I just got feelings, I got feels. Let me read some comments. As much as I have some sets just built, a lot of the fun for me is customizing and creating. I agree. Customize. If my whole experience with Lego was building a set, then putting it on a shelf, I wouldn't feel like it was much of a hobby. I agree. The fun for me is having my background cognition chew on ideas, the subtle humor, then making Diner Called Tony's with reference to the lyrics. Yeah. There's a lot of people that just build it for like the therapeutic, thing of it, where you're just putting something together and your mind is elsewhere. That's fine. That's cool. But you're not creating like content. You know what I'm saying? If you're like I'm not really talking about just regular, although Rex, you are above regular. I don't mean this in any sort of mean way. You are seem like a stand-up fella. But just like, regular people that aren't posting online and stuff, if you want to just build a Lego set, cool. No issues there. I should have clarified that earlier. No issues. But if you're posting content, are the people that I'm talking about. If you're posting content and all you're posting is other people's stuff and you're not doing any customization or anything, or you're not adding to it. It's almost like fair use. Without, of course they have permission to, like, a lot of those people are literally sent the sets, which sent sets by Lego to review and build and all that stuff. That'd be great. I'd be so into that. But I wouldn't want to do it exclusively. I would not do it exclusively. I don't care if the money's, good or whatever. The mock building is the fun. The customization is the fun of Lego for me. I do enjoy a lot of Lego sets, though. I love them. Great. But the mock building is definitely where my heart lies. And the humor, too. Yeah, the humor stuff in the official releases is funny. It's hard to... I try to do a couple little story elements in my mocks and stuff, but it's hard to convey sometimes if you don't get the reference. Maybe it's only a reference I understand. If someone's whole Lego identity is posting other people's sets, they probably aren't all that into the hobby. Yeah, just a money thing. I don't know. They're not even posting. The way the ambassador program works is you're literally, and I've registered for the ambassador program, so if they see this, then they're gonna immediately deny me. But yeah, they send you those sets. You're sent those sets, and you're sent those sets to review. There's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. That's totally cool. But exclusively posting just official Lego sets is that would be boring to me. Where's you? Where's you in your content? Lego too. I mean, you're making Lego content. Make some Lego. Put some pieces in a way that the instructions don't tell you to do. Put the pieces together in the way that you feel like it. If it looks bad, if it looks good, who cares? And don't worry about like the people who post like negative stuff. I get it all. I get negative weirdo comments literally every day. I get I mean, I'm not a huge creator. The Instagram has a good amount of followers, like 30,000, somewhere around there. So I have a good amount of people that follow me on there. But I get maybe 5. No, that's probably harsh. Maybe 3 to 5 negative comments a day. And it hurts my feelings, I'm not going to lie. But you got to just roll past it. I don't like people dropping in that are strangers and saying something rude. And I do sometimes I will admit that I do delete comments that are overtly rude, especially if they have cuss words and stuff. I do delete those comments. I don't delete like critical comments of like, hey, I think this could look better if you did XYZ. That's totally fine. I have no issues with that. But if somebody just drops in and says this effing stinks, I'm going to delete that comment. Because I have a Lego, it's a Lego channel, right? I don't think it's appropriate to speak that way when you're discussing Lego. Lego is ideally for children. I think that the adultification, and I realize the irony, because I am an adult, again, playing with Lego. I realize the irony, but you're essentially, you're swimming in the kids' pool. You got to act appropriately. And I think dropping a bunch of F-bombs and cussing left and right while you're posting Lego content or commenting on Lego content, I think is inappropriate. And I delete those comments as soon as I see them. I get rid of those because I think it's wildly inappropriate. So, yeah. I don't delete like just people that are like, I think this would look better as, if it were red, or I think the tires are too big or something like that. I don't delete those, but I delete cuss words. I also don't delete those. Oh, these bother me so much. Mostly because I like building in 6 stud. If Gil is in here or pops in, he'll probably make a comment. But the 8 stud people, y'all are so crazy. I get so many comments about, I would like this if it was an 8 stud. It's just like, dude, leave me alone, man. It's funny though. It used to bother me more. I'm a little bit more used to it now. But some of the 8 stud comments are just ridiculous. It's just funny. Again, I don't delete those. I leave those up because it's not offensive. It's not a cuss word in the middle of talking about Lego. It's just some guy that prefers a different scale of car. But those comments do they kind of bother me sometimes, but not like in the same way. Just it's funny. It's more funny than anything. Let me put this on here and I'll read some comments. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about my rant. I got to go back quite a bit. Y'all talked quite a bit while I was working on this. I want to expand X-Men Mansion. Yeah, the X-Men Mansion would be huge. There's some on Rebrickable that are really big. That's a great set. That's why I'd like to be in the Lego Designer Program. Or not Designer Program, but Lego Ambassador Network. I would love to review those sets and show you all the cool builds and cool like things, but also I can't buy a $500 Lego set right now. That's not something I can do. So if they want to send it to me, I would love it. That'd be great. Not just to get like free Lego, but I do feel like I have a large enough channel, especially on Instagram, and over here it's grown quite a bit too, to actually work to market that sort of stuff. But also, selfishly, I would like to have some free Lego. I think that would be a lot of fun. I want to get into Lego content at some point. I just need to get started. The most fun I've had so far was my Spider-Verse bodega upgrade. Eli, just film it. Just film it or take pictures. Like, the filming thing is pretty new to me. I'm not a huge fan of filming or reels or the photos, kind of, but only because I started posting the instructions on Rebrickable. So I kind of had to have photos, but this is unnatural to me. Just do it. If you want to do it, just do it and get started. Don't say tomorrow. Start today. Like this live build, I just got the set an hour and a half before I started this stream. And I was like, I'll do it tomorrow. But if I put it off tomorrow, I wasn't going to do it. It would have just been another day. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to start. I'm going to build it. I'm just going to start doing it. That's what you should do. If you want to make content, just make it. I was only going to buy 3 modular sets, but then I got fixed on and bought most of them. Yeah, the modulars are awesome. I have all of them from the assembly square on. I really want the diner. I would like to have a lot of them. The police, I have the police station, but the one with the laundromat, the bank looks great. The detective's office, the Parisian restaurant, so many of them look so cool. I know you're not a huge fan of the diner, but I like the diner. It's hard to criticize something you got for free. That's not entirely true. Eli, watch the LumiBricks Antique Store video. It's good to be critical of something you receive, even if it's for free. That's part of why I stopped doing. I still do free instructions, but they're up on my Patreon. I took a lot of them off of Rebrickable. Comments about pricing. I had 100, over 100, maybe even 200 free Lego instructions. People don't value things that are free. People don't value things that they value things, not always, but in my opinion, people value things for the amount that they paid for it. And if they got it for free, they're going to expect more free things. So you got to kind of. It's hard to criticize something you got free. Yeah, look at the LumiBricks Antique Store. I feel like I was plenty critical about the set, even though I got it for free. Overall, I would recommend it, but there were some issues. You can watch the video to see those. Creativity has a very high cost in cognitive structures. Yeah. Check out, I think we've talked about it before, but stud.io is really cool. I feel very creative when I'm on stud.io. The biggest shame for me is that all the popular Lego content reviews of the UCS Icon modular sets. I agree. The largest YouTube creator, probably the largest creator in general, is TD Bricks, and then the Brick Science guy. I'm not the biggest fan of their stuff. It's a little like I'm not the target demo, so there's nothing wrong with that. Some of it is it's too fast paced. I've tried doing some editing like that, but it doesn't feel good to me. It feels kind of goofy, but they make mocks. Brick Science is mocks. TD Bricks is mocks. Those are not just set reviews. So a lot of the bigger creators are set reviews and set stuff, like, for sure. But the largest creators are creative people. And I think, not to toot my own horn, maybe I shouldn't say this. I don't mean this in a negative way or anything like that. I do think that sometimes the larger creators don't don't spend as much time or effort on their own designs because they're just trying to put out a new video, which I've also, even though they have way more videos and way more content than I have, I do find myself trying to avoid that trap of putting as much effort into a design as you can. I think sometimes you get in the trap of just making content, and so you put out things that I personally don't think represent how creative you could be. I think you're just putting something out. I saw a video today, right before I jumped on here actually, that was a video from a fairly large creator, and they put something together, and it looks, I don't think it looks very good personally. I think it looked very rushed. It was boring. It was not a well thought out or well made thing. It was just some bricks slapped together, and they got a lot of views from it. But I know for a fact, because I've seen some of their other stuff, that they are better at making things than the video that they just put out. I gotta read some comments. I found you through Instagram. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm glad you found me through Instagram. I'm glad you're here. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much for following. It really does. It means a lot. That's how I arrived here. I was looking for car designs as I wanted to make 6-wide Studebaker for Fozzie because of the bear's natural habitat. That's funny. Yeah, the 6-wide stuff I just got into. It's been a couple years now. It's been like maybe 2-3 years. I started off doing 8-wides, and I got kind of bored because everybody was doing 8-wides. It didn't feel unique. I think the 8-wide cars are super cool. I think they're awesome. They're a lot of fun. I liked building them. I have a couple hundred, maybe 100, 200 that I made. But everybody was doing it. It just felt kind of boring doing the same thing everybody else was doing. So I decided to go back. And also, 8-wides are way too big for cities. They're way too big for the minifigs. They make the minifigs look like children. If you rise to it and reply, they get exactly what they wanted. Yeah, that's right, Eli. Yeah, that's why I don't really mess around with the negative stuff like that. I just think it's weird. If you don't like something and it's not like offensive, I'm not using any, foul language. I'm not calling anybody like a rude name or something like that. It's literally just Lego. So if just seeing somebody's Lego mock on Instagram makes you want to drop some F-bombs and talk a bunch of mess, you're not worth talking to. It's not going to be a productive conversation. It's just going to be some nonsense. It's a weird way, as you think about it too. You don't think about it when you're on there. And I didn't really think about it before. Not that I made like a bunch of rude comments or anything like that, but I'm a person. A lot of people, when they see that you have a certain amount of followers, again, not to say that I have an insane number or anything like that. I'm not trying to be braggadocious. I have a good amount of followers, and a decent sized channel. But people don't think you're a person. They just think you're somebody that they're your friend. And maybe they mean it in a friendly sort of way, but it does not come off friendly to me a lot of times. It comes off as rude. But maybe they meant it in a different sort of way. Maybe they meant it in the nicest way possible. But it's a weird way to start a conversation with a stranger and be like, hey, that thing that you spent hours making and probably had to spend some money on getting the parts, that sucks and I hate it and you're stupid for making it. Not a good way to start a conversation with somebody. Not me, at least. All right. Chat put this man's hand in a bowl of warm water when he's sleeping. Chat put loose eyelashes in his man's macaroni and cheese. Chat, hey chat, don't do that. That'd be mean, dude. I wouldn't like that. What else? I see. What is he building? That's this LumiBricks Waterfall Cabin. It's pretty cool so far. It's huge though. This base plate is massive. The building, it's going to be this. I think from here on, is all waterfall, I think this is going to be the building. So the building is, I feel like, going to be relatively small. Maybe this section here would be building, and this is going to be a lot of rock and waterfall stuff. Chat, don't put my hand in a bowl of warm water. I tried that one time on somebody. Like a prank on like a... this is a church trip. Me and a friend of mine. Oh, there's a couple groups. You know, we're in like high school, so pranks were pretty fun at the time. But we tried the warm water thing. It didn't work on the person we tried it on. Spot on, the community is probably full of children who wish they could build the things us AFOLs can. It's a shame seeing people being toxic and exposing kids to that. I agree. I don't like, I don't like crass. I love crass humor. One of my favorite shows is The Sopranos. Sam Kinison was a hysterical comedian. I love Dave Chappelle, Shane Gillis. A lot of like crass humor I'm a huge fan of. Hysterical. But I don't think it's appropriate to do that in the context of Lego. I think that's not appropriate. It's not something I like seeing. I don't like those minifigs that are like, they'll be the custom minifigs that are nude or something like that. I think that's weird. I just think it's kind of weird. I don't think it's appropriate. If you want to do that, that's cool. I don't think it's appropriate. But to each their own. People are different. People have different tastes. People might completely disagree. Probably, obviously, completely disagree with me on that. That's fine. That's their right to do. I'm not going to go on their Instagram page, though, and talk a bunch of smack to them, though. That's for sure. Chat put a red Lego block on this man's stairs. I want to do a reel like that where I actually started filming one. And I never finished it, but do like a video of me stepping on a single Lego brick and dying of the pain. I tried doing it, but we couldn't get good camera angles. Ended up being the issue. It was fun though. I just never finished it. I still have it probably on my phone, just unfinished. 1 second, let me put these two pieces down, and I'll read some more chats. Thanks for talking to me about some of my... Thanks for letting me get some of this off my chest, I guess. Don't judge me too hard. Well, judge me if you want. That's fine. But that's how I feel about some of the stuff. The 8-stud advocates are quite entertaining. Yeah, they're fine. They're okay. People like what they like. But I don't mind I would like this better in 8-stud. Those comments, those are fine. A little goofy, but that's okay. Because that's their personal preference. The ones that bother me are like, why didn't you build this in 8-stud? Those are weird. Because it's like, well, I don't know. I built it for me. There's plenty of things that I build because I think other people will think they're cool. But like, I don't know you. I didn't know you had a preference for 8-stud cars because I've never met you or spoken to you ever in my life. I didn't know you exist. I'm glad you exist. I'm glad that you feel that way about 8-wide cars. That's totally cool. But until this conversation, how would I have known your preference for 8-wide? Because you're a stranger to me, and we've never spoken. So I don't know that you are a person, and that's okay. Now that we know each other, we can word it a little bit differently. I have done that multiple times where somebody will be like, hey, this is really cool. Would you, are you opposed to putting this together in 8-stud wide so I could build it myself? I've done that multiple times where I will take 6-stud cars that I've designed and then redesign them in the 8-stud format. I've done that plenty of times, over 10 times. I've done it multiple times. I have no problem with that. But it was because the people that would request that were not talking to me like I was not a person. So yeah. What is he building? Yeah, it's in the title, but yeah, and I showed you a second ago. It's in the title. Sounds kind of rude coming from me. At least Waterfall Cabin. Sounds like Google it. If you don't know the answer, just Google it. Why can't you? Don't you have Google? I'd be a little put off by that. All right, so on to bags 2. Oh my gosh, this build is huge. Thanks for the advice. I think I'm going to bite the bullet and get started. Definitely do. I hear that it's targeted to Gen Z, really. It's hard to tell tone on the internet, so it's easier to just be polite. The nude minifigs are just gross. I can imagine the type of people who buy them. Design the whole thing twice just in case somebody prefers it. Nate Stud, how do you go about designing, redesigning 6-tide cars? I want to slim down the Venom muscle car. I didn't do the Venom one, but I started doing the one that came with Morbius. It was a Spider-Man car or something, but some of the parts didn't quite work out. Go on, every time it's going to be like, go on my channel and watch a video. But I'm going to go get something to drink and I'll talk about it a little bit more. But there's videos for both of those. My internet connection's being not fun, so I'll repeat that. I'm not sure if you heard that, but there's a video for the Mustang, the Ford Mustang Dark Horse, and a video for the Chevy Camaro NASCAR car that I did. I did like videos, kind of explaining the process a little bit better, and it's a video, so there's visuals that would be more appropriate than this, my hand tapping on this this brick right here. Let me know if you couldn't hear what I just said, or if you need me to repeat it. I'm going to go grab a little bit of water, and I'll be right back. Give me 2 minutes. And then we're on to bags 2. All 6 bags for bag 2. That build is huge, by the way. I thought it was going to be about half the size. I thought it was going to be smaller. It's big. The base plate is really big. The cabin is smaller, but the base plate is massive. Y'all probably hear me yelling in the background. Yeah, so I gotta figure out what I want to do with it. Oh, now you're singing Penny and Honora? Penny and Nora, they are 2 little girls who are watching TV. Penny and Nora. Have you ever watched the Wildcrats before? You like the show? It's all right. All right, I'm back. So we got falling over here. Cousins in the house watching TV and hanging out, kids hanging out and all that stuff. All right, bags 2. This is huge. This is too big. Too much. I was not. I don't want to have to repeat myself again, okay? Oh no, we're back to the hard to open bags. There it goes. Yeah, the bags sometimes are... That bag was kind of tough. The rest of them have been okay. But the bags in the other two sets, where I had to get a razor blade because it was just not... It didn't want to participate. It did not want to participate in being opened. Design the whole thing twice in 8-stud just in case. I don't do it just in case because that would be too much effort. That would be so much, not effort, but that would be a lot of time. Because I build everything physically. Everything that I design, everything that's up on Rebrickable, there's maybe 2 things that I did not build physically. But I build everything physically. And it would be a lot of time that I don't have to do 8-stud versions of every car. It would be too much time. Unfortunately, I would love to do it, but I don't have the bandwidth to do that. I'm guessing this is going to be rock. This has got to be rock. This has got to be the cliff I'm building. This is so much gray. I feel like I'm building a Star Wars set. Someone seems to be exploiting your internet connection. I don't know, Rex. I think it's just a bad internet connection in general. The company that provides the internet here, like I mentioned before, they stink. I think I'm going to blame the company. Maybe somebody's exploiting it, but they would... I don't know how you'd guess the password that we use. They are streaming TV in the other room, though. Like I said, we got, I've got children. They watch TV, and they like to watch things. And we have, kids over in the other room right now watching TV. They're streaming, so maybe that's part of it. And while I'm in here, streaming this, my wife is typically in the other room. She's got the TV on, either relaxing, working on her own stuff, or doing whatever. So she when she has the TV on, it probably takes away from the bandwidth. That's probably more of the issue than the company. Although I would prefer to just blame the company, because I think it's funner to blame the company. Just feels right. The company does stink, but it might be partially me also. How's that? It's a compromise. There's so much gray, I can't find the part I'm looking for. That, okay, you're talking about not wanting to trash talk something you got for free? I'm trash talking right now. Where's that 2x4 plate? So much gray. Oh my gosh. There it is. Buried under the gray. How bad is it? Is it reconnecting? Is it reconnecting or losing connection frequently? Because it seems to be like it's gotten worse. I might have to just restart the stream. Let me know if that is something y'all would want to do. Give me like 5 minutes to restart my computer. Yeah, sorting by color seems ridiculous. I don't know. Not on the LumiBricks set, it might make a little bit of sense. Maybe, I don't know. But whenever people open up all the bags and then they'll open up all the bags and then sort everything by color, I think that those people are insane. I think that's crazy. They also might be engagement farming when they make those reels and stuff, though. Which there's nothing too wrong with engagement farming, so long as that's not all you do. I've done a little bit of rage bait. Like I have that red car. Where is it? I I have a playlist on the channel just called like the Red Car or something like that, but it's all rage bait videos that I've made with a single set. It'll be like how to properly disassemble your Lego set. You hit it with a hammer. I didn't actually hit it with a hammer. I cut away right before I would have, because it was fake rage bait. How to, what was it? What was the other one? I threw it away one time. And I, got it right back out of the trash can or whatever. But I pretended to throw it away. I pretended to super glue it together. I've done a couple clickbait things. I think clickbait's fine, just so long as that's not all you do. If all you do is clickbait and there's nothing else, and that's lame. But like jokes, I mean, it's just a joke. Although when we're talking about rude comments, I got weird comments on some of those. Weird comments. Some guy called me some weird names on Facebook. I ended up deleting his comment, but he said some weird stuff. And you're like, dude, this is like a joke, man. I was hoping people could tell, but like I was talking about earlier with people like the repost pages, people on the internet don't take 5 seconds. They don't take 5 seconds to look into something. They'll see something and immediately make a snap without any thought behind it, and it's weird. I think that's weird. I don't know if you heard me a minute ago, Rex, but we're streaming on 2 devices right now. Not that it's any of your business. Golly, dude. So invasive and intrusive. Ugh. Okay, so I can already tell this is something I need to work on in my own Lego builds. I'm not good at rock work. This is already better rock. This is all I've done so far. This is already much better rock work than the stuff I do. Like where they split, like, it's kind of weird. It's got some wedge plates, weird slope, different slopes, different combinations of parts. It's not on the side. I'm good. I feel like I do plenty of snot stuff. Okay, it's not stuff, but the rockwork stuff, I have not taken the time to get good at it. There's a video I need to rewatch. I watched it once, but then I did something else instead of actually practicing what it said in the video. There was a good video I found one time about Lego rockwork. I wish I could find it again. But yeah, I need to get better at that because there's no consequences for what you say online. That's part of it. I don't feel like outside of like some sort of threat, I don't necessarily want there to be consequences for what you say online outside of something that's like illegal or something like that. But like I'm not big into the over policing or what's the word I'm looking for? I'm not big into the hate speech sort of stuff, the laws and all that sort of stuff surrounding it, because you can't govern morality. The problem is that in my opinion, is that we're trying to control people with the government when it's not a governmental issue, it's a people issue. It's I don't want to get like all too much, but it's not a government. It's not an issue that the government is set up to solve or can solve. It's that as a society, as a culture, as everything, we're not talking to each other right. We're just not. And that goes for most people. We're not treating each other in the way that you'd want to be treated. What's it, the golden rule? The golden rule. Treat others how you want to be treated. We're not practicing that. We're right now, as a culture, we are being a bunch of jerks to each other, and it's not helpful and it's not nice. And that's why I don't like I know you didn't bring up the hate speech stuff. I'm talking about the hate speech stuff. But that's why I'm not into the hate speech stuff. Almost everything is illegal to say in England. Yeah, some of that stuff is ridiculous too. There was one I saw where, and maybe I didn't look into it further enough, because sometimes they'll see those things and it's so crazy. But it was like somebody that said that the school teacher at some school was like bad or something, and they like arrested the person because they said it on like the Facebook page or something along those lines. It was ridiculous. Now it could be that was just some rage bait that I saw and need to look into it a little bit more before making up my mind on it. But from what I did see, it was really weird. The level of punishment that the person got for the comment that they made was not appropriate. Silly bits of rage bait are the best. I agree. Silly bits of rage bait are fine. Exclusively rage bait is not. Just content farming or engagement farming, I think, is weird. If that's all you're doing, I think that's weird. But whatever. There's people out there who think what I'm doing is weird. Playing with Lego. It's rough here in the UK. Yeah, I've heard. Is that true though? You would know if you're in the old island. Did they arrest somebody for making a Facebook post about a teacher at the school being a bad teacher or something like that? Or was that a bit of rage bait that I had read and didn't look into enough before forming an opinion? Because my opinion is that that's pretty lame and an overreach in a lot of ways. The police seem to love punching down. I did see another one too where it was, and that one I don't think was a rage bait sort of deal, but it was like a guy who was like special needs or something, and there was a cop who was wildly inappropriate with the guy who was basically I think they arrested him or something, but he was like a special needs guy, and they did not treat him in the way that somebody in his condition needed to be treated. I don't think. Oh no, I'm missing a gray block. Too big for my table. This is too big for my table. This is too big for my table. This was a bad idea to build. Because nobody has the equipment to punch back. I'm not sure about the story, but there's quite a few similar ones. It's probably true. I mean, if I saw it on the internet, it probably is true. Right? Isn't that how that works? If you saw it on the internet, chances are pretty good that it happened. Especially if it made you mad. That's how you know it's especially true. If you see it on the internet and it makes you angry, then it probably really happened. Although I do think it really happened in this case. There was another one. There was like a 60 Minutes over here. And they were in like Germany or something, and they were. It was it was like the 60 Minutes, quote unquote journalist, who was interviewing the people in Germany who basically reviewed people's online posts for hate speech or whatever. But it's crazy. Crazy. Like, especially Germany has had some issues, right? With some stuff. I don't want to get into too much of it, obviously, but I think just having the government tell you something that you can't say, there's a certain line, but having the government dictate how you feel is only going to make people feel the thing you don't want them to feel. It's only going to make them feel that stronger. Now, they could be wrong. It's possible that what they think and what they say is hateful and not nice and mean or whatever. It could be wrong. It could be not good. But having the government be the people that tell you that, especially if it's an opinion that's widely held, I'm not talking about 1% or 2% of people. I'm talking about 20 to 30 to 50% of people feel a certain sort of way, and you have the government telling you that how you feel is like not appropriate and you should go to jail for it. I think you are asking for disaster. That's what that seems like. It seems like you are asking for negative consequences. If you want to have another, if you want people to feel, what's the word I'm looking for? If you want them to continue to be quote unquote hateful in your opinion, have the government go after them. That's definitely the way to go. Where is a single, if y'all spot a 1x1 dark bluish gray tile, let me know. Oh, hey, there it is. All I gotta do is say that I can't find it, and I find it immediately. Yeah, I can already tell this rock work, even just the way. I need to build this so y'all can see it a little bit better. It's just this table's so small. But even the way this rock piece is connecting to this rock piece is much better than the way I do rock work. I suck at it right now. I need to get better. I stink. I stinky stink. I do like, feels more like a mock. So far the LumiBricks stuff has felt more mock-like than official set-like. Is because they're not afraid to use a single piece once in the set. Lego, for reasons, it's not just they do it arbitrarily. They do it because they have price points. They're trying to make sure that they're as effective as they possibly can be when they release a set, so that they can release it, make money off of it, and produce it with a smaller variety. Not that they don't put a variety of pieces in sets, but there are definitely more constraints that they have to deal with than me as a mock builder, or it feels like LumiBricks too, as a kind of other entity. But LumiBricks has been not afraid to put one weird part in there somewhere that is nowhere else, that you're only going to run into one time in the set, which just feels very mock-like, and I like it. I think it's cool. Yeah, the best way to make an opinion stronger is to oppress it. Exactly. Exactly. Even if that opinion is wrong, man, it's possible that that's wrong. I'm not closed off to the possibility of being wrong. But if your answer is like, we've got to get the government to shut them down, like I said, especially for an opinion that's held by 20 to 30 to 40 to 50% of a population, that's not an opinion that you should just arrest somebody over. That's an opinion that has some sort, and it could be wrong, again, it could be wrong, but it has some sort of, maybe not fact is the right word, but it has some sort of like, something made that opinion happen. And it wasn't just random. It wasn't just people thinking, some dumb thought. It is in some way, evidence-based is not the right word. That's not the word that I'm going for here. But there's some sort of pattern or something that 20 to 30 to 40 to 50% of the population is recognizing. And you can't just arrest that away. You got to talk about it, and you got to figure out what that pattern is. And if it's a bad pattern, you got to figure out how to fix it. Same as I'm not opposed to being wrong. I'm not closed off to the possibility of being incorrect. That's also true of literally everyone else. Everyone else ever. People that walk around thinking that they're right about every little thing are wrong. especially if they're trying to lock people up, put them in jail, and shut them down over nonsense. It's not right. It's not right. Because one day, you got to think about it too. One day, the shoe could be on the other foot. That's the thing with a lot of that stuff. Just locking those people up or whatever is not gonna. It's not gonna be a long-term solution. Because eventually, if they get the power, they're not gonna just be like, "Oh well, you remember how you put me in jail? Well, that was not a big deal." They're gonna do the same thing back to you, and that just continues that eye for an eye cycle, which is not a. It's not a good way to be. The magic Lego words are, "I can't find it." They left a piece out. Yeah. Jazz Club, one window out of the Tudor corner set. I still haven't built the Tudor corner yet. I need to do it. I was talking about it in the last stream about wanting to build the Tudor corner, but I have not. I have not had the time to do it yet. I've got it in the closet. I would love to build it, but I'm not going to have the space to do it either. Sorry, I didn't put any bricks down for a while because I'm looking for. I can't find it. I'm looking for a 2x6 light bluish gray tile, and I don't see it. It's a big piece to not find either. 2x6 light bluish gray tile. If you see it, let me know. I see the 2x4 light bluish gray tile right there. I'm looking for a 2x6. I haven't had any missing pieces from the LumiBricks set yet either. I've had strange extra pieces, and I've had I've had strange extra pieces. I've had little moments where I thought I couldn't find a piece and ended up finding it, but I've not actually not found a part. See, there it is right there. Stinking Lego piece hiding from me. Lego left some. I ordered 16x16 plates for Mill's work, and Lego left them out of my order. My report, they sent replacements from Denmark. I love waiting weeks for stuff that should originally have arrived in days. Yeah, I've had that happen too, where I placed a pick-a-brick order. I've placed a pick-a-brick order, and it was missing a couple parts, but they made it right. I did have to wait a couple weeks though, but they did make it right. Sent me like it was a. It happened with the 1x2 curved sloped wedge plates. I needed some in bright light orange, and they left them out of the order. And I only ordered like 2 or something. I didn't order a lot, and they sent me like 20 of them things. They sent me so many. It was like way more than I needed. So I never have to order those or I won't have to order those for a very long time, just because of the amount that they sent me from from the thing. It was funny. I'm like, this is too much, y'all. No, I did find it now, Eli. I found it now. It was hiding under some other. This is going to be shocking, but it was hiding under some other light bluish gray bricks. I know that's going to be hard to believe, but I did find it. Best to stick identical pieces together. I do that with my. I've heard that wasn't good though for the pieces, but I can't find things if they're not like in order. So that's what I do. What in the world are y'all doing out there? What are y'all doing? Give me 1 second. Let me check on it. Oh. It's hard to get out of here. I got so much junk. Hey. Hey, teddy boy. Okay, he's got his bus now. It's all good. He's got his bus. Y'all, I love my kids. I love my kids. They're great. Hi, Orb. Orb Creations. Hello. How are you doing today? Thank you for joining. Appreciate you. It's been a live stream of rants rants and unsolicited opinions from myself. So I'm glad you're here. Thank you for joining. What'd you build? Did you build anything cool today? I just made a big pick-a-brick order for double points. Please pray for me. Although I feel like, you know, the Lord would probably be like, really? What, really? This is what we're praying for? A yap stream. Oof. Is it be honest, is it a bad yap? Is it annoying? How do y'all feel about the yap? Is it good to, I mean, do y'all care? Do y'all care what I think about things? I care what y'all think about things. I know one person who's here quite often, who definitely, I'm missing one piece, who definitely has some strong opinions about things, and I love it when he shares them. I'm looking at you, Rex. Well, I guess I'm not looking at you. You're looking at me, I guess. Well, you're not looking at me, you're looking at my hands. But then my hands are also part of me, so are my hands me? So if you're looking at my hands, then are you looking at me? See what I'm saying? You looking at me? You looking at me? Enjoying the heat wave? Oh, England? Yeah, the heat wave thing is funny too. Have you, Rex, maybe you've noticed this. Sometimes they'll say the heat wave and they'll be like, yeah, it's, 72 degrees outside. And that ain't hot. I assume it's something to do, or I've always seen online that people will joke about it being that y'all don't have like central air or something. Is that a thing? Is there not a lot of central air conditioning over in the land of the UK? The tea drinking folks. Is the reason that the heat is so hot to y'all is that there is no central air for the most part? Air conditioning is somehow an invention that y'all have skipped over. Awesome. Thanks, Eli. This has been a great stream. I appreciate you. Thank you. I don't know. I don't want to alienate people, but I also want to be myself, I have opinions about things. And I don't think my opinions are, that crazy for the most part. Probably got some nutty ones out there, but for the most part, I think that they're okay. We live in saunas. We don't have AC and exclusively brick-built homes. Yeah. Yep. So the internet was right, making fun of y'all British people for your lack of air conditioning. One thing that y'all really, that is the worst thing about Britain or England or whatever, I guess you can call it, Britain is right. The TV license thing. I think that TV license thing sounds ridiculous. Maybe there's a better reason for it, but the TV license thing sounds absurd. That you have to have a TV license to basically watch TV. I think that's so weird. Do you have to have a license if you're just watching like DVDs or something? Or is it just if you want to watch TV? I think it's crazy. Crazy. But I also am not British, so there might be some nuances here that I just don't get, because I've never had to live in that system. So maybe there's a good reason for it. But I have not seen it. Yeah, the TV. Are you saying yeah to the TV license thing? Maybe you should have to have TV licenses to watch bad shows. The BBC iPlayer. What's the iPlayer? Is that like Netflix, basically? Just Doctor Who reruns. Which, here's another thing I'm opinionated about. If the BBC iPlayer is just, in my joke, it's just for rewatching Doctor Who reruns, you'd be better off watching Doctor Who reruns than you would be watching the current Doctor Who show. It's a better show. Pay for propaganda and advertisements. Yeah, Rex, you ain't wrong. I know you like to pirate a lot of stuff because you've mentioned it. You're basically you're riding on the Black Pearl over there. But I mean, we pay for propaganda over here too. Unfortunately, people, again, it's just down to society. Society, man. It's not down to people treating each other fairly or appropriately. It's down to people being very, which is just sad, you know. Why can't we be friends? Like War said, why can't we be friends? It was just capitalism in the 1960s. Do you watch It's all disgusting trash. You talked about pirating stuff before. There's talked a couple times about some of your TV habits. There's some stuff I like that's on currently, but most of it is not as good, unfortunately. I think a lot of it's just not creative. Like, there's a British show, Black Mirror. I remember especially, what was that episode? I don't know. The Black Mirror is okay as far as like a show. It's not the worst, but like a lot of the episodes, I remember when they came out, they'd be like, "Oh, this is a mind-blowing thought experiment. Wow, we've never thought about this before." And the plot of a Star Trek episode from like the original series. Not even like the next gen. It was like Star Trek original series plots that people have just maybe never considered before or something. I don't know. Maybe I've just watched too much like old TV and old shows. Not watched everything. Rex definitely has me there. I'm sure Rex has me beat on watching good old classic shows. But I feel like I've seen a good amount of things. And a good amount of the stuff that is put out now and ideas that they already had and did better in the 60s. Done something wrong to this piece. What did I do? Piracy is a fair choice when the alternative is low quality streaming with ads every 10 minutes. Audio is cutting in and out for me. Not sure if it's on your end. It's probably not on your end, man. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. It's probably my end. If I'm going to stream, I need to have a better audio connection for sure. It's probably not your end. It's probably mine. It sucks. I've let you down. I've let you down, compadre. Mon frere, yes. Homemade tortilla. Yes, I will. It's thick. Did you make that? That's good. It's like flavored. It's not like so plain.
Good.
That's pretty good.
I know.
How many did you make?
I'm making them right now. Fish tacos.
They're still fish, right? Hey, do we have lettuce?
Were you talking to me?
Yeah.
What?
No, I was asking the people on the live stream if they had lettuce.
I didn't hear you.
Oh, sorry. Hey, strangers, okay? Send me a Tostino's pizza roll in the mail. This is good. Do we have lettuce though? Okay. My wife made tortillas. Made some homemade tortillas. I got some fish in there. I'm gonna have some fish tacos in a minute. It's pretty good. It's not like plain. It's real flavorful. A lot of times you get those store-bought tortillas and they're kind of plain. That one's not plain. So it's good, but it'll also probably give me, heart failure and probably get sick a lot quicker. But that tortilla is really good. That might be worth it. Debating whether you should eat tonight. Oh man, I got the hiccups. Get some water. Sorry, I ate that tortilla too fast because I was trying to get back on here. Huge mistake. Woo! No, I'm glad I got the water. It was good tortilla though. She's a real good cook. She's a real good cook. So this goes here, but it goes like this. I'm doing a terrible job of making sure y'all can see what I'm building. What I'm gonna do. Oh man, got the hiccups. I'm not gonna do it tonight. I have to set everything up, but I'm going to hiccup. I'm going to build. Something's wrong. Wrong. What did I do? Oh, I know what I did. Okay, so I'm going to get another table and put it on the side for the parts and then build in the middle here. But I'm not going to do that tonight. You had Raisin Bran. Nice. Nice. Very nice. Chicken and fries. And water since then. I feel like I eat too much. I don't eat. I'm like, but I like food, man. Food tastes good. They need to make food that doesn't taste good. Then I'd probably be skinnier. Trying to, I have a comment about my wife's cooking that I would like to make, but I'm not going to make it today. It's a positive comment, but being on the internet, I don't know if I want it on the internet right now. I'll have to debate. Maybe I'll talk to her about it. That's what I'll do. I'll actually ask my wife's opinion. Especially on something that concerns her. So strange. What a strange and unusual concept. I'll ask her opinion on whether I should share the information or not. I'll leave it up to her. And then if she says it's cool, then it's cool, and I'll tell you. But it will not be up to me. It will be up to her, my beautiful, lovely bride. I think it's a funny thing. And I think y'all would think it's a funny thing. I just don't know if other people would think it was a funny thing. I'll wait to hear back if I get accepted into the Lego Ambassador Network first. Although I've probably doomed my chances now if they were to ever watch the stream. This guy. This guy. Oh my goodness. A lot of lighting right here. This one, it has some lighting elements, but I wonder how much they're gonna, how much it's gonna be. I feel like there's not as much lighting going on here as the other sets. For instance, there haven't been any channeled bricks in any of these bags yet, and the other sets had a lot of channeled bricks. There's been some channeled plates and channeled tiles, but no channeled bricks yet. They do a cool, I'd show you again, I'm sure most of y'all have seen this if y'all watch any of the other streams, but they have cool channeled pieces that allow you to smush the strings, the wires underneath pieces and worry about clipping the wires. Instead they have like a kind of system that they use. On Doctor Who. I think I'm going to finish up this bag and then be done, but this bag still has so much left, so I'll probably be here for a minute. Like, I don't think I'm ending in the next 20 minutes. Yeah, their rock work is much better than mine. They're not did I use the wrong, something's wrong. What did I do? Oh, that's what I did. Okay, so that needs to go over more. I have this bad habit of filling up every empty space in mocks. I'll fill up every empty space, and you don't have to do that. You can build on top without doing that. You can skip pieces. Everything doesn't have to be exactly precisely connected. I don't know if I'm describing what I mean right, but there can be gaps and it still work and look great. And I need to practice that. I try sometimes. But I could try more. Oh no, I'm looking for another 2x. No, it's a 2x4. Oh, thank goodness. I thought I was looking for another 2x6 tile. Alright, so move this aside. Rex, do you have Raisin Brand or Brand Raisin? We make fun of Aldi. My wife and I think it's funny in there. It's cheaper, but like some things will be like flaked corn instead of corn flakes. We have Timmy Latigra on there talking about they're all right because they can't say they're great because it's trademarked. So they'll have like some of the off-brand, the things that companies do to have off-brand and still be legal things. I never build the backs of my mocks. I just leave the void. The void. Yeah, like the underside of like spaceships and stuff like that. I try to make it viewable from all angles. Although I did not on this upcoming video, the Forrest Gump video. So I made, I don't know if you were here earlier, if you've seen this before, I haven't really talked that much about it, but I made 7 Forrest Gump sets. The idea is if Lego were to have released a real wave of Forrest Gump sets. So I was trying to make them feel a little bit more Lego-y than just a standard mock would. That don't connect. That's wrong. What did I do? Oh. I know what I did. And the backs of the buildings that I made are bare, and it felt wrong when I did it. You hate Aldi for putting Bottom Dollar out of business? Talking about General Dollar, or was there another thing called Bottom Dollar? I don't know Bottom Dollar, I know General Dollar. Bottom Dollar might be a company that we just don't have here, though, if that's the name of the company. Oh man, I'm looking for 2 or 1 more of these. I need 1 more of these. Chat. Hey chat. Hey chat. 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 If you see it. Chat. Eli, you're still there. What do you think about Doctor Who? A real British person would have an opinion on this. I think you're fake British if you don't have an opinion on Doctor Who. I'm stereotyping you right now. Where is that part? Oh my gosh, there's so much gray. There's still so much gray. I feel like I've built so much gray, and I've still got 100 million gray parts to cycle through. Hey, Doctor Who, come on, man. I want to know. I want to know how... I've never talked to a British person about Doctor Who. Doctor Who. Doctor Who. Doctor Who. Who's the doctor? Doctor Who. How about you, Doctor Who? Doopity doo, poopity woo. You've watched a lot of it. What's your Oh, it's on the ground. Stinking stinkers. I really enjoyed it when David Tennant was playing the Doctor, but fell off. Matt Smith was okay. I stopped watching around Matt Smith though. It was a little bit much. But I like Matt Smith okay. I liked I have gone back and watched a fair amount since then. Like I've watched all the specials for all of them, including the latest one, and I can't say his name, so I don't want to butcher it, but the Jodie Whittaker lady, I watched all hers. I watched both seasons of Peter Capaldi too. 2 or 3 seasons, I can't remember, but his was okay too. I liked him all right. I liked him more than Matt Smith. Matt Smith was all right, but I did like Peter Capaldi quite a bit. The stories of the show were kind of a little borderline, not my favorite thing, but him as the Doctor I did enjoy. What other British opinions can we talk about? Oh, can we talk about how y'all get treated dirty in Eurovision just about every year? I think it's really weird. It seems vindictive. It seems like a lot of, maybe this is just my American view and I'm not familiar with all of the intricacies, but I've watched a good amount of Eurovision and it feels like jealousy from a lot of other countries towards England, and they treat England very poorly in Eurovision, and I don't appreciate it. Okay, on England's behalf, I think that they treat y'all inappropriately, especially because doesn't or yeah, doesn't England put up like a lot of the money for Eurovision? Like more than most countries? Aren't they like the major sponsor? Not that they have to get like votes because of that, but I think that might be a factor. You give them a couple more points. I think the last Eurovision I really liked was 2021. It was the year right after. It was the year after the COVID one. You know, Peter Capaldi and Lego Dimensions. Nice. Might want to stream at 720. Maybe. I need to, I really need to get the streaming thing down. Sorry, y'all. But I know it's a little lacking quality-wise. I don't like it. I need a better camera in general. And not just for streaming, but for regular content. And for streaming, I need to really get the connection set up correctly. What in the world? Okay, so that's going to come out from here and go up through here. And then reconnect here. England loves throwing money at international events, yeah, in hopes that it'll make them more popular. They're like, we're sorry. We're sorry. It just feels kind of I don't know, self-inflicted or something. You know, everybody's got stuff to be sorry about, but I don't like, just feels like that's not a thing. Feels like people want, I'm sorry from a limited amount of people without taking into account that everybody's got something to be a little bit sorry about. Oh, that goes like that. Oh, I see. So that connects here. I've done something very wrong. That goes there. That goes there. Okay. Fixed. That's a good idea, having an Ethernet cable. The only issue with that is, I mean, this is technically on my end. This isn't anything that y'all would... I don't want to trip my kids. Although it might be kind of funny in a dark humor sort of way. But only funny because of this, what's the word I'm looking for? Sadism of it. Okay, where are the pieces that I need? Where are the parts I need? Oh, well, that's why. Alright, so that's going to go there. I will at the very least have the probably going to stream again tomorrow, and I'm probably not going to have time to really set things up yet. I really need to stop saying that and just do it. Need to just do it. But I will have the have this more in the middle tomorrow and have another separate space for the parts themselves. There's the 1x1 there. We colonized and brutalized half the world. To hate is pretty justified. That is fair. I have mine looped around my house with a cable hook, so it doesn't really touch the floor. Yeah, you did, but so yeah, y'all did. I'm not saying you didn't, but a lot of people did. That's all. And it also wasn't you. I don't think it's fair to judge people based on the actions of others when they're not those people. That's all. Y'all did some colonizing, but so did a lot of people. It wasn't just y'all. And it's not fair to act like it was. I think sometimes people use that as an excuse to act poorly in the present for actions committed by people in the past. So where's that going to lead to in the future? You're going to have those people that you're acting poorly towards now acting poorly towards you in the future, and the justification is going to be that you acted poorly to them in the past. So it just leads to nowhere. It doesn't move anything forward, just keeps people angry. Keeps people bitter and angry forever. If you want people to be treated right, you got to treat them right now. And especially not based on, you can't treat them wrong because of something that the people that you're treating wrong literally did not do. Members of that country did hundreds of years ago, but those are not the people that are around now. Not even close. Tell you something embarrassing is and now I've got it stuck in my head, but I've got Go West stuck in my head by the Pet Shop Boys. The singer, by the way, the singer from is it Noel something? The lead singer of the Pet Shop Boys looks just like Jeremy Clarkson to me, by the way, especially when they were younger. He looks like a young Jeremy Clarkson. However, here's my embarrassing thing. My son, so when you have, I don't know if you have kids, but for both of our children, and I'm sure that we're not the only ones, so maybe this is a shared experience that you've had. Oh, that's cool. Translucent clear. Look at all these translucent clear pieces. An axle, a pin and an axle, a 2x1 connection, and a 1x1, whatever that piece is. The cycle of hate. Yes, it is the cycle of hate. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. You want to have your Google account remain active? That's funny. I just think keep it a little, reasonable. I don't think anything that we've talked about has been unreasonable, which is what I was talking about with put people in jail for opinions that a lot of people have. I don't think that's appropriate. But here's my embarrassing thing is Pet Shop Boys, Go West. Our kids, we would put them to bed with music. And for our son, he would domino dancing and Go West. It would be Pet Shop Boys songs. A couple months ago, it popped up and we were in the top 10 percentile of Pet Shop Boy listeners, which did not make me feel good. I was like, listen, Teddy, we're not listening to the Pet Shop Boys anymore for a little while. We got to give them a break. We cannot be in the top 10% percentile of Pet Shop Boy listeners. We're going to start getting weird advertisements. Lego would never. I'm on my iPad, so typing is difficult. I gotcha. Anything I would say would get my account terminated. Oh no. Oh no. Rex, we can, if you ever want to talk, we can talk. I don't want to do it on a stream, though. But if it's ever something you feel like sharing, well, you can share that. Just if it's something a little too edgy, I'd probably keep it off of here. I appreciate that. I appreciate that you're being considerate. That's nice. It's very considerate of you. Very cool. So this goes there. Alright, I'm almost done. Once I'm done with this bag, I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. Although there's still more gray bags after. How many more? Oh my gosh, there's still like 6 more gray bags. This rock face is huge. It doesn't look that big. I mean, it looks big in the picture, but it's deeper than I thought it was going to be. It looks like more of a facade. This is like a full-on thing. I wasn't expecting that. This build is huge. It's huge. This is like a mock you would see at a convention. Like a big, impressive mock you would see at a convention. That's what this looks like to me. This is massive. Is that what my streams are going to be? My streams are going to end up being where all the edgy boys come to hang out. All the edgy boys. Alright, so that goes there. Yeah, it's not way smaller. It's massive, dude. This thing is ridiculous. I was not expecting that. I mean, it's like a pleasant surprise, I guess. I got it for free, so I'm not sure. I'd imagine this has got to be like... It's probably in their same price range, maybe 150 $170. If you spend $170 on this for the size of it, that would be amazing. That would be a good deal. I got it for free, so I feel a little bit differently about it. But if you were to buy this bulk alone, I don't know how it looks all put together yet. Obviously, we're still working on that. But just pure bulk alone, this would be a good value for the money. Parts wise, you're getting a lot of pieces. This is a ridiculous amount of pieces. Insane amount of parts. I'm really surprised. A mock from someone who complains about set prices yet buys parts from Bricklink by the kilogram. That's funny. I don't want to complain about prices. Like I said, I feel like some things are fair, some things are just it's not fair. It's like crazy prices. I don't like them crazy prices that they have on things. I think some stuff is fairly priced, even the expensive stuff where it's comes with a lot of stuff, I think that's fairly priced. But like I'll read your comment. What's the word I'm looking for? Like a Jurassic Park set that just comes with a small cabin and a raft and a T-Rex for $60. That's crazy to me. Those prices I do not like. And it's an expensive hobby too. I mean, I get all that, but I would just like things. It's not just Lego. I would like things to be cheaper in general. I don't think prices for most things these days are appropriately priced. I think a lot of stuff is way too expensive, especially for the value. Like fast food, whatever happened to the dollar menu, dude? Dollar menu was great. Maybe not great for you, but great for the money. Forgot to mention the retired Spider-Man wall art set is $99 in the UK. Is that set retired already? That set's not that old. I didn't know they retired it. Maybe it wasn't that popular. Almost like that Black Panther bust set was retired super quick. That thing, I don't think it was very popular. Although there's a really good alternative version. There's a really good alternative version that what's his name? Ransom _ Fern, I think is his name. He's got a YouTube channel with a video on it, and then he puts the sets up on Rebrickable. But he did an alternative bust with like the arms, you know, the Black Panther arms doing the Wakanda Forever pose. It looks really good, and it's just, just using the parts from the Lego sets. Very impressive. I think Lego pricing is pretty fair, even good at the moment. No, I don't. Not on some stuff. Like the cars. I'm into cars. I don't think $27 for a single car is not a good price. That's not a good price. Nope. Not going to convince me it is. Now, I'll still buy them and complain about them because I'm into cars, and that's where, you know, a lot of my builds are car vehicle stuff. So I'm into it. I want to build those things, but the Speed Champ sets right now are not fairly priced, in my opinion. I think they're insane. Some of their prices are crazy. Like I said, $27 for a car? No, thank you. That's too much. Do you agree or disagree with that? Do you think $27 for a single car is a fair price? There you go. Agree with me, because I'm right. You can disagree if you want, by the way. But well, of course you can. That sounds pretentious. I'm just kind of joking around. I'm in a kind of jokey mood. Obviously, you can disagree with me. That's totally cool. That is your opinion. But I'm glad that you do seem to agree with me that the Lego prices of vehicles is insane. $27 for a single car is nuts. And also, I'm part of the reason that they'll continue to charge those prices if I continue to buy them. Although it hurts my soul to do it, but I've had to skip out on quite a few. Like the F1 cars, I bought 2. I would like to get them all and do the little shrink down versions of all of them. I think that would be a lot of fun. But 1, it comes down to like how much stuff do I really need? And the answer is not that much. And 2, they were kind of the same build. And 3, the pricing was crazy. I think $20 is a good price point for those. But $27 for that, you're spending $270, almost $300. Actually, it would be $300 after tax and everything. You're spending $300 on 10 of the same car. Cool. Definitely cool. I feel like I missed something. We'll find out later. I feel like I shouldn't have this spare piece, because I've had no spare pieces yet, except for this and that. So I feel like I missed something. I have to go back and check. Alright, boys. This is it for this bag. I'm going to be done for now. Maybe I'll come back on later tonight and just stream a little bit more just to get further on it. I think bigger sets are more reasonable. Here, I'll turn on my camera and y'all can't really. I don't think I'm going to be able to really show y'all, but this thing is, you can tell it's massive, but I can't really get much camera angles on or anything right now. I'm going to read your comments. Bigger sets are more reasonable though. Yeah, I agree. The bigger sets, the pricing is more reasonable. It's just they're expensive. But you do seem to get a better, like my hair is so bad right now. You do seem to get a better value for the amount of pieces you're getting and the amount of stuff. Yeah, I agree with that. Lego has such a crazy business model. They raise prices and we get angry but still buy them. That was a good stream. I had a lot of fun. Thank you. I had fun too. I definitely got a little bit more opinionated than I usually do on here. Maybe that's a good thing. Anyway, Eli, thank you for being here. Rex, thank you for being here. Precision Bricks, I don't think he's here anymore, but Precision Bricks dropped in for a little bit. Thank you to him. There was I can think of his logo, the racer guy, Rally Driver 913. Alexander, thank you for dropping in. 819 Slayer, thank you for being here. Karim, thank you for showing up. Everybody, thank you so much for being here today. My hair is so bad. Wearing that beanie and my hair's like, oh, it looks awful. I promise I have nice hair, but it don't look like it. Anyway, thanks. Put my hat back on. Thanks everybody for being here today. I really appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all later. I might come back and stream later tonight just to get this out of the way. I had no idea it was going to be this huge, so I want to go ahead and build it and yeah, get it out of the way. Although I don't know where I'm going to put it now that the size is so big. I thought I had a place for it. I do not. I'll have to figure out something. But thank you for first world problems. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I will see you all in the next one. Bye, everybody.